Margavan and Melanine, and well met indeed. I am Arakir the head of the submod Divide and Conquer for Third Age Total War, a Total War conversion of Medieval 2 Total War. But today, welcome back to another video set in the Warhammer universe with Soulstorm. This time, no campaign is to be played. Instead, it is a grand 6 free-for-all. I was going to say 6 on 6, but that's not correct. It is a free-for-all. There are 6 players, but one is the AI, the Eldar. I wanted to do Warhammer, and I wanted to jazz it up because I'm going to do the Age of Empires. The tournament, of course, is in full swing for the 10,000 subscribers special. And so you're going to get the week after next. I know it's going to be a while after I did this, got 10,000, but there we are. The week after next, you're going to get one video each day, when they're ready, of Age of Empires, countering down from the quarterfinals to the semi-finals to the final. So I didn't want to oversaturate with Age of Empires, and so to that effect, I was playing some Warhammer with Grumpy Pirate and Knight of the North, and it went incredibly well. And I say that because in this minor arena, whereas in Age of Empires I'm a middling player who can be quite good at the end, it turns out in Warhammer I apparently am quite good. So I was very keen to bring you a multiplayer one, and additionally, when I was doing the Soulstorm campaign, one of the most requested things from the comments was, could I please play this multiplayer? So to that end, here we are playing multiplayer. So I'll run you through who everyone is. I am the Imperial Guard, the Holy Terran Home Guard. I appreciate that the name has no fake Latin to it and that it is entirely English, but there we are. I created it when I was very young and nostalgia now forces me to keep it. Over on my right is Tacit, who's also playing as the Imperial Guard. I can't recall what he named himself. Down here, as Arvaduim is playing as Da Orcs. Just to his west is Aerfrode playing as the pathetic Space Marines. Further northwest, or to the west completely, is Draco 1,000,000, 10,000, 100,000. Draco 1,000,000. Let's just call him Draco. He's playing as Da Orcs as well. And of course a hard AI playing as the Eldar. Now I will, this first one, and feedback is, of course, as ever, really asked for and warranted. But for this first one, I will do it almost entirely from my perspective. Now, that will also become clear as the game goes on, as I'll leave the fog of war off, though, because there's no, unlike Age of Empires, there's no like surprise attack kind of nature going on here. So I'll leave the fog of war off, but I will keep it as my perspective for some time. So, let's get to it. We shall speed up the beginning, as we can skip through that quite nicely.
Present and accounted for, sir.
As I say, I am the Imperial Guard, Holy Terran Home Guard. Oh, this is the vanilla game, but I've got a very simple mod that allows you to zoom further out. And there we are, just letting them know I wanted to put it on YouTube. Now this time, unlike Age of Empires, you will see everything that anyone says to anyone ever.
Is that the best you've got?
But we'll already go to normal speed. The battle itself was only 40 minutes from start to finish. So even if we played the whole thing at normal speed, the video would be about right. Now, to begin with, the Eldar are pushing out and just consolidating. Everyone's just consolidating, except for me, who's tried to rush Tacit straight away with a bolter drop. Turret drop. The hard AI comes in after me, quite early on, the buggers. But it does nothing, because the Guardians are so terrible. They're just awful. I've never known a unit to be so poor as the Guardians at the beginning of the game.
Sir, yes, sir.
I mean, granted, the guardsmen die even quicker. But we get pushed out of Tacit space as well, I should say there, as you can see. And Arvaduim's also going for a bit of a rush, trying to hit Aerfrode early, but Aerfrode is dug in as a Space Marine.
It's no good. We can't hold them.
Now, there's a bit of a visual glitch that occurred while I actually played the game, and that may occur as well. And when I get my vehicle command up, they had these strange shadow lines drawing out, which was on. Additionally, that fog in the background is a side effect of the fact of zooming out, because as you can see, this is like, well, actually, the base zoom is like here.
Look out! Here they
which
come!
is really close. But when you zoom out, this fog comes in, and I very much roleplay these games, I must confess, and some of the things that I say through the comments are just outrageous. So silly. But it's more fun if you get behind it, isn't it? It's way more fun if you take on the persona of a guard captain or an orc or a space marine or whatever. Over here, as you can see, everyone's just taking a little bite out of the Eldar, knowing they should fall first. Now, I was given a mighty gift in that the AI was next to me. I will confess that. And as I shan't tell you who wins at all. I'll try and keep it a secret.
Thought I smelled something.
So we shall see how we get on. I do hope that you enjoy this change from the continuation. I also do hope to get Battle for Middle-earth installed, and I'll try and crack out a video of that. But Battle for Middle-earth is a lot harder to play multiplayer. You've got to go through things like either Hamachi or something else or something else or something else, because obviously it's not hosted by any platform, so it's more difficult to play. But if this one goes down well and you enjoy watching this, I certainly enjoy playing this multiplayer, and the group has 600 people in it. I'm sure we can get more than 5 other people to play this game with us.
Where's our fire support?
It's my heavy bolters defending myself. Now I've realised Tacit is Imperial Guard, so he's going to have bolters up as well. It will just be a stalemate if I charge him. So instead I opt to rush the AI, and I get a tower up next to their relic. I've got one of them just running around finishing off my base. The grenade launcher combined with the turret in the early game is a really powerful combination. Really powerful combination.
We have failed the day! Retreat!
Yeah. Our tech pre-sentence is now, in the game mode is take 66% of the map's capture points, or hold the single critical location, or defeat everyone. And I wonder if you can get rid of that playback in the middle there. Adds matter too much fun. So Arvaduium has taken that. Now this is where I said to because Aerofrode set this game up, not myself. And having that as a victory condition is a bit naff, but it doesn't actually come into it in the end. So I move in to stop Arvaduium. But at the minute it's they're turtling even more than me, and I'm the turtle nation. I'm using my turrets aggressively to pin in the Eldar, and I've done so pretty much already. The orcs over here are sitting back.
Accounted for, sir.
And then again, I turn back into character. Aerofrode is certainly turtling a little, waiting I suppose till his Space Marine squads can be out and up. The orcs just defending their section, and again Tacit defending his. So far I'm the only one who's on the aggression. Who's on the aggressive. Save for Arvaduium, but he's not got enough to get through my bolters, my heavy turrets. Now again, I've listened to this back many times. I've tried to make this sound about where I think it should be, and feedback is certainly welcome on whether or not you think it's too quiet or too loud. But here comes Draco. His forces are finally prepared, and he surges against my bolter turrets. The melee power, the raw melee damage from the orcs, just outrageous. So I would pull my guardsmen out. So all the while he's shooting those, he's getting shot by our bolters. Tacit comes for a little probe, but then pulls out straight away. Now the only two nations I really ever play as are the Tau and the Imperial Guard. And
present and accounted for,
I normally play the Titanium Wars mod, which I absolutely love, but that one is going to be really tricky to try and set up multiplayer, because you can't even download it anymore because of the copyright infringement that the guy did, even though he fervently denies he infringed any copyright, even though as a modder looking at a modding experience, I think the guy who created Titanium Wars totally abused modding rights and took other people's work, and then he had a big fit about how everyone was gathering up against him or something like that. But I don't have a proper clear picture on it, and I don't speak Russian, so it's very difficult to follow the progress of his argument and his ongoing conflict. But using Google Translate, I had managed to download Titanium Wars. But if you ever see this game and we ever play with a mod, it's likely to be Ultimate Apocalypse, because it's easier to set it up. The orcs are fighting the orcs in a bloody conflict, orc on orc, brother on brother. What do orcs call each other actually? Boys? Boys on boys? That just sounds like some homosexual activity going down in the orc camp. And then of course orcs are famous for their homosexual activity. I don't actually know that. I doubt they are. burning through there. Airfrode again, just sitting, turtling. Very interesting. Arvaduim is pushing up his attacks on Draco, but he's not going to do anything if he's that close to the enemy's base with no support. And Tacit has pulled his whole force back. Now here's this weird bug that I was talking about. I don't know exactly what that is, but it's rather frustrating. And it creates those weird black lines. There we are. Back to myself. I've now fully secured the relic on the other side of the Eldar's base. If you want to see what my colour pattern is, this is what my men look like. Grey on the top. Grey guns with golden trim. The colours of Holy Terror. And we are blocking in the Eldar quite nicely. Tacit's coming for a push. Has he got a turret on top of a turret there? Or is that just some strange visual glitch again? No, he pushes his men up, and he does. Those grenade launchers do a lot of damage against those bolted turrets. But he pulls out, even though he has currently got the advantage. So I have to return home. I can start training infantry out of the barracks to put them in there, because if they are in your buildings, then the buildings act as turrets, something some people didn't know or may not know. So if you put an infantry command on the front line and then fill it with 3 units, it actually becomes a very powerful defensive replacement. And I use that even in this game. But as you can see, it's rather stalematey already. At 10 minutes in, I'm the only one who's attacking anyone. Everyone else is just sitting in their bases, so we'll speed it up. As I said, the total video time is 40 minutes. The total game time was 40 minutes, and because we can speed it up a bit, it's likely to be a bit shorter than that. I can do one of the thumbnails with the symbol of Warhammer, the eagle on it. Double-headed eagle. I can't remember. It's got a real name. I can't remember what it is. Now the Eldar don't give up without a AI level determination, whereby even though they're defeated, they just throw things at you constantly. And they continue fighting on, but now the mechanized command comes down. Slightly behind Tacit's mechanized command, actually. He's only just finishing up his power plant. This is my powered section. Taking down that Wraith Lord. Oh, look at him killing that man. Oh. The bloodstains around him are atrocious. He starts flaming our units. But as we have now gone up to battle command, I now get plasma cannons. And plasma does very well against vehicles and buildings. And guardsmen with plasma guns are a force to be reckoned with. See, there's Space Marines still just sitting. Arvaduim just sitting. Draco just sitting. I don't know whether they've all just... I don't know. Oh look, the glitch there is even worse. I'll have to have a look with my settings, turn something down, I suppose. Another Wraith Lord comes out, but now we've taken the listening post. We're creeping forward with our defensive line. We'll speed it up again, as it's just me versus the AI. Ah, the Orcs are coming. The Orcs are coming. And the Orcs arrive just as the Basilisk gets out. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the Basilisk, it's God's gift to the world, and arguably the best vehicle in any computer game ever. It has an unbelievable range for an artillery piece, and it comes with something called an Earth Shaker round. And the Earth Shaker round is phenomenal, and I use it to my advantage a little later on. We've well and truly pinned in the Eldar there. But the Orcs are doing damage to us. The Orcs are breaking through when they charge.
I am honored that you require.
They're just not following it up. They're not punching through afterwards. On the right hand side, Tacit comes in again, but now that my Basilisk command is up, they shred Guardsmen. Guardsmen just run into their death as they run at the cannons. But he's got his own Basilisks out. He's got a nice white and grey theme, or a grey and slightly lighter grey theme, juxtaposed with the grey and gold theme of my own forces. No, he's got a heavy weapons team. Arvadoom finally pushes out. Aerfrode still reticent, still just sitting in his little triangle, doing out. Not doing out, rather. I am now closing in more on the Eldar. Get myself the cover of that large crater, and just stay just out of their range and just their range and just fire arrows. Fire arrows. Oh, totally. All games all over the place.
On the field.
Fire shots at them. My Basilisks do for a time shoot his Basilisks, but it's just a never-ending war of nothing, so I let the Basilisks choose and change and shoot what they want. And again, it goes back to a stalemate, as the other armies will just sit around doing nothing. And there's, I'm sorry for that, Mitch. I will look into that. I think it's something to do with the shadows. We'll speed it up again. Again, everyone is just waiting.
We can't hold them.
The Wraith Lord finally makes a move, but he gets taken down. And now that I've upgraded that listening post and that one, they have longer range, and they're getting involved in the destruction of the Eldar.
For duty, sir.
Won't be long before the assembly goes down.
Cowards.
Upgraded that there. I didn't realise, because the Fog of War, of course, this is what I was able to see for most of the game. I just assumed the others were all attacking each other. I had no idea that they were actually just sitting in their bases, rebuilding their armies. I certainly think that this game, like every strategy game, is all about resources. You need to get more resources than anyone else, and then you can win, basically. So to that effect, I've taken a secondary triangle, and now I'm dropping down a field command, because you can only get 6 power generators per field command, and you can only get 6 battle turrets per field command. So if I get 2 of those, I can get more power and more defensive structures. But we go in for the kill on the Eldar. Once the Eldar fall, the real game kicks in, and the might of the Holy Terran Home Guard shines.
Thought they broke our backs. Ha!
Give us a second to get started.
Now we just wait a little while until I get my Basilisks up to Earthshaker rounds with full-scale war. The Wraith Lord goes for the building, which just seals its doom, and we can finally push in. Now, in the ongoing Basilisk, him shooting me, me shooting him, I decide to pull the Basilisk out of his range, or out of his eyesight.
Taking hits!
He can't see them over there, you see. So he also can't see hardly any of my base. He has no idea the level of the strength that I've got waiting just beyond him. He's got a lot of money as well, sitting on a pile of money. And he presses on Arvadoom, that's good. Arv has hardly any money. He's got 3 heroes though. Just charging out. Aerfrode now makes his move as well, and they all meet in the middle there. And my Basilisk cannons join in and just shoot anyone. We swap round. There's Aerfrode, sorry. Draco's the only one not involved, licking his wounds in his base.
Incoming enemy fire.
The AI, of course, just dying. And they're back to myself. So they do finally fight, and Arvadoom gets potentially the upper hand on the Imperial Guard thanks to his heroes. Aerfrode joining in, but his army gets decimated. And Draco then makes his move on Aerfrode.
We won't let you down, son.
Backstabbing a foot. You see, I've got men in the tower, so in the command structure, so it becomes a plasma and lasgun defense turret. It's incredibly good. Oh, and there go the AI. The AI are now gone. My attention can turn elsewhere. The enemies have all just fought each other and thrown men into the fray. Aerfrode's under fire from Draco now. Tacit manages to hold Arvadoom back. There's Draco attacking Aerfrode, sorry.
Right,
My Basilisks are now not being utilised. The full-scale war is on the way. I've started building more power plants now that we've got our second field command up. Starting to train troops out of this initial infantry command, which acts as my defence. The real power, of course, will come when Baneblade command comes online. The Mars pattern command. Draco and AOF, can't tell who's whom in amongst that mix, but it looks like Draco's killed more than Aerofrode. Aerofrode's Terminators are doing a lot of damage. Of course, the Space Marines in the vanilla game are the only ones who can drop units in. Space Marines and I think Chaos Space Marines. Well, I'm not sure that Chaos can actually.
Where's that artillery?
Dreadnought doing good damage there. Another one dropped in over there. Now in the centre, my Bane Blades are coming. Or my Bane Blade rather.
Warming up the engine, my lord.
Tacit pulls his troops back after a push on Arvaduim. He gets beaten back by a looted Lehman Roos. The Mars pattern command goes up. And the Bane Blade is queued instantly.
Fueled and ready to go.
And the Basilisks are still under fire from his Basilisk, which is a pain. Our army is being recruited. We've just solidifying what we've got of the AI there.
Assassin here. I shall not
Vindicare
fail.
Temple Assassin has joined us.
By the Emperor's will, we are here. Faith is all that matters.
There's some of our Casacrins. I love Casacrins. I always use them as elite special force style units that I send in when it really hits the fan and you need something strong. I don't like Ogrins, I think they're useless.
We're under fire!
My Basilisks move up,
Awaiting instructions.
but with Earthshaker rounds now at their command. If we turn off the Fog of War and see what we can see. You see the Earthshaker rounds are going ready. And boom! Single shot kills across the board. Finally, with the Earthshaker round in my control, the Basilisk Cannon suddenly becomes the most powerful tank on the field. Until the Bane Blade's ready. My Priest is out. Now the Priest works very well with the Casacrins because he has the ability to make them invulnerable for a period of time. So you can run them in, make them immune to damage, and then either drop a key building or take a key point. And now that the Bane Blade is ready, the Imperial Guard Horde leaves our base. Now, he has got his own Bane Blade, and it's on its way, but so it's a race. Can I take his base down before his Bane Blade does? Just letting them all know that my Bane Blade is now out and ready. It's very much kind of the way that these games go. That if an Imperial Guard player on a close resources map like this can get a Bane Blade out, normally that would mean that they're going to beat you. Just depend on whether or not I can live up to that. Now when I played this last night, there weren't any of these shadow bugs. I don't really know what they are. We take down his defences, we lose very little in the process. I've got a Lehman Roos on the way. And the Basilisks still just supporting with the Earthshaker round. Now an Earthshaker round is very costly. It costs 200 power and 200 requisition, which is why resources are paramount. But you can fire it almost non-stop. Once you've fired one, it only takes about 4 or 5 seconds to be allowed to fire it again. Pardon Tacit's French. We move up. Look at the damage that they can do when you have plasma guns on them. I assist. Oh. They actually ally together. Or can you send a message to just one person? You must be able to send a message to just one person. Baneblade's just getting a finger in every pie because it's just too good to sit on its own. Now the enemy's Baneblade does come out, but with the Earthshaker rounds ready, I can take its health down to there on my first volley. I send my guardsmen in to drop his Basilisk so that they can't do the same thing to me. I set the Baneblade on his Baneblade.
That was a close one.
My Lehman Roos comes in. All the while this is going on, Draco not doing anything, and Aerofrode again just sitting in his base building turrets. Arv has got nothing as well.
Every soldier for himself.
My Baneblade does go down, but then the Earthshaker rounds are getting prepared. Cannons fire. And within seconds the Baneblade dies. Now his base ripe for the picking. My men have taken damage, but my Cassacrans have joined in now. He's dropped his relic, so he can't train another Baneblade. Now the enemy pushes on my base, but with some guardsmen inside there, it turns into a turret. I've also got a heavy weapons team now, and of course all of this is firing at them as well.
I hope this thing was worth it.
I then also send the Lehman Roost back, as I believe the Cassacrans have got into base now. More Earthshaker rounds from the Basilisks in time. Help me take out the buildings. And a Baneblade's already en route once more, because I've got a vast supply of money.
Present and accounted for, sir.
Again, excuse the shadows.
You called, sir.
There's my Imperial Guardsmen. So there's our Cassacran squad.
You have chosen wisely.
Oh, the Basilisk did some damage against us, little bugger. Now, Basilisk cannons don't do a great deal of damage, but they're so disruptive that they can just bottleneck a unit. They can stop enemies in their tracks by just sending them flying. And the constant fire that they can keep up just makes them a real pain to get through. But the Earthshakers are coming again. And with the aid of the Earthshakers, his town centre, I've played too much Age of Empires, his command centre falls. I would again state that this is nowhere near a professional game. And even at the moment, I, who am likely to go on to win this, I'm still far from extremely good.
Holding it will be hard.
I would certainly say that the key to my victory here, I mean, let's be honest, I'm going to win this. There's a few more twists and turns in the last 13 minutes though, so it's quite an enjoyable game actually. But the key certainly has been that I rushed the AI very quickly and I took an extra triangle. My Baneblade is now out and we're just pinning Arvaduim in his base while our Cassacran and some guardsmen take down what is left of Tacit, and there's Tacit. I then taunt the Orcs. My heavy weapons team have a ridiculous range. Get rid of all of these. Aefro tries to rush out, but again the Baneblade's too much for him. I wonder if they did ally then. I didn't even know if you could do that. Maybe they just agreed not to... No, because you can't tell your units not to shoot each other. I don't know. I take what's left of his base for good measure. And we've got more units training over here.
Shall I get started?
And now they are all pinned in, and it's now I have half of the map versus those three.
Easy. Holding it will be hard.
And of course, choke point maps do favour the guard. We have the best defences, as I've said. Our actual turrets are the best turrets. With a full 100 extra health over those bolters from the Imperial Guard. And nothing, I mean, the Warg banner is just a joke. It's got more health, but it does no damage.
The objective is ours.
But of course, the fact that we can put men in our buildings, and our buildings then become incredibly powerful turrets, gives the guard a huge advantage. And I've used that to full advantage here. Now, knowing I can win by capturing the middle, I set out to do just that. Heavy weapons teams deploy next to it, guardsmen all around it, Baneblades. I've moved up the Basilisk. He brings a Land Raider in, how quaint. Earthshaker command, this is Commander Galadir. Fire when ready. You have your targets. And they fire. You'll see the health just drop out of nowhere. There it goes. Boom, boom, boom. Earthshaker's deployed. They're so overpowered. But the Basilisk cannon itself is terrible if you can get near it. And in the games I played yesterday evening with Knight and Grumpy, that was something that Knight certainly used to full advantage, and he kept flying his melee Space Marines up and over onto the cliff where my Basilisks were. And he forced me then to have to drop down troops to defend the Basilisks. But it didn't matter in the end, I did win. But it was a good tactic, because without the Basilisk's support, the Imperial Guard can still win, but the Basilisks are a huge, huge component in their victory. As you can see, they're doing so much damage.
Here they come!
Draco's pulled away from the edge thanks to my turrets being able to shoot them. Aefro is just gathering round his turrets that he's put there. And we finally make our push on Arvaduim.
Where's that artillery?
Guardsmen screaming out for support, but the artillery is firing. They're giving it all and I can give it.
Sir,
The Earthshaker rounds are coming once more. That turret there's, that building there's about to go down. Or was it that one that I took out with the Earthshakers? No, it was that one though.
6 minutes
Damn
until
mech shot.
taking hold victory.
Airfrode moves in to try and support, but with the Baneblade just there, those assault terminators aren't even going to get close. Courtesy as well of my incredible range on my heavy weapons team. Really, this isn't particularly a video of a multiplayer match, as much as it is a Imperial Guard fanboy's wet dream, watching them just ruin everyone. So if you like the Imperial Guard, I trust you're probably loving this video, and or not, because I'm probably not doing it well enough. I'm not utilising my max capacity. I've not got constantly queued up guards. Again, I'm just taunting everyone.
You called for some suppressive fire.
Oh, he sends in a Dreadnought, but
Heavy weapons
close
on the
range,
field.
point blank Baneblade barrel to the face, sends the Dreadnought fleeing. And of course the heavy weapons teams are
5
very,
minutes
very effective.
until taking hold victory.
Arbidoim is about to fall as his last 2 buildings go down,
Setting up.
leaving only Airfrode and Draco left. Now Draco is the one you want to watch out for, because as you can see it says I'm going to win in 5 minutes, and yet the video itself has 8 more minutes. So clearly I didn't manage to survive through the critical location. Or I did manage to hold it. There's my vast power bank right at the back of my base, where my tactical command is as well. Tactica control. Now in Titanium Wars mod is a phenomenal addition in that the Imperial Guardsmen can drop units onto the map with planes. So rather than drop pods of the the Space Marines, which are still better than what the Imperial Guard can do, the Guard can drop down drop ships, and then the Guardsmen get out. And you can drop 2 units of Guardsmen at a time, and you can store them in your Mars Pattern Command, your Mechanized Command, and there. And it also doubles the unit cap. So your Guardsmen costing
4
only 2
minutes until taking hold
requisition
victory.
points or squad cap. You can get 20 units of Guardsmen with your full unit cap, put them all in your Mechanized Command, send your Baneblades in which you can get 2 in the Titanium
We
Wars.
did it, sir.
Send your Baneblade in, and then just drop 20 units of Guardsmen into an enemy base, and it just always wins. Interesting that they've not gone. There's another visual bug for you, because Arvidoim is now out. But knowing I've only got 3 minutes and 30 seconds, I go again for a defensive name. Again, just taunting them all. There's Draco. Small base. Airfrode is holding on, but I bring up the Basilisks again. They continue just dropping units whenever they can. Oh, he gets a Squiggoth out. Oh, of course. The Squiggoth is the Orc's answer to the Baneblade, but as you can see, it doesn't do as well.
Until taking hold victory.
But he runs it away. Get my towers ready, my Baneblade up.
We'll cover our men.
And now I move up to Airfrode, moving
Capturing
closer.
was easy. Holding it will be hard.
Sending in my weapon
Big guns
squads.
ready to fire.
Although I don't deploy them fast enough, which is a bad error on
We're
my
under
part.
fire. Setting up. Nothing will get through our field of fire.
And then once they get set up, they start to drop the enemy units. He sends in.
It's ours. Best we remain on our toes.
And then the Basilisk, seeing that we're taking fire from these turrets, they prepare Earthshaker rounds. Fire 1, Fire 2, Fire 3. Although first of all we go for the Land Raider actually. And that's how much damage 3 Earthshakers will do on the Space Marine's best vehicle. Almost half its health in one blast.
We will lead by
By the Emperor. We've won.
Until taking hold victory.
We'll
But I've
cover our
lost my...
men.
Lost quite a few of those. More Earthshaker rounds. There's the Earthshaker rounds dropping in and taking down those turrets. And then the Basilisks are straight back firing again. They're incredible units.
You have chosen wisely.
Here we are with my elite Casagrin squad with the Priest. Predator doesn't stand a chance. He pulls his forces back, and more Earthshaker rounds drop his other land cruiser. And knowing that we don't want any more of them,
Fire our men.
I send in the Casagrin, and then the Priest makes them invulnerable. All we need to do is drop the relic. We don't need to capture it. And that's exactly what the Priest is doing right now. ensuring that my Cassagran squad can't die. Right, we're going to win in a minute, or 7 minutes on the overall control. No, they capture the relic and then I then look away foolishly, so it ends up leaving them there. But 50 seconds. AFO drops in a dreadnought. But I keep the Cassagran there for now, but now the orcs come. Squiggoth not coming just yet, but the main force of the orcs pushes through.
We lost because you were a
My infantry over there are getting shredded.
30 seconds until taking hold victory.
My basilisk, I try and guess where the orcs are going to go, and I try and drop earthshakers in key locations. This gentleman's about to drop an earthshaker. Although by the time he drops it, it's a bit of a waste. I've got 10 seconds to victory. Look at the hawks. And then I drop another earthshaker just there, and it takes down half of that squad. But he stops the victory, the cheeky bugger.
Let me inspire soldier for
My Cassagran are left to the whims of the Space Marines, who do take many of them down. But the orcs can't penetrate deeper than they have done, and they've run back to their base with their tails between their legs. The Squiggoth, the weakling that is the Squiggoth. I pull the Cassagrans out.
The Emperor's blessing return.
Squiggoth versus the Baneblade, and the Baneblade takes almost no damage, but then it has got these two here repairing it.
So shall it be done.
And the Squiggoth goes down. Arviduim left. I don't know why it says that. Arviduim left of his own choice, but it tells you that they get kicked out of the game. I don't really understand it. He's got a looted Lehman Roost, but it's time that we stop these orcs. So, with the extreme range of the Earthshaker rounds, once more, I begin pressing deep into the heart of the orcish base. Baneblade easily takes out that looted Lehman Roost.
Reporting for duty, sir.
I start just training guards.
Reporting for duty, sir.
As many guardsmen as we can get.
Taking hits.
And we move in to finish off AF Road first. We've dropped his mech building with our Earthshakers.
Present and accounted for, sir.
I hear the machines.
Present and accounted for,
More
sir.
Basilisk fire.
Eager for action, sir.
More fire again. Now AF Road, after the game, which ended only as I pretty much started recording this the minute we finished the game, and he was saying that he doesn't feel it's particularly lore accurate that the destroyers, the Terminators, can get knocked around by artillery. He doesn't think they should be able to. Now I've come across the Terminators in my readings, but I'm only about 4 books into the Horus Heresy, and I've not read any of the Caiaphas Cain, which I do wish to do. So my knowledge of things like the Terminators is pretty weak, I don't really know anything about them. I don't know if they're meant to not be knocked over by artillery.
Sir, yes, sir.
But my Guardman rush is on its way.
By the Emperor, you will have get started.
All we need to do is drop his building, so I just rush the Guardsman. Draco's just sitting in his base licking his wounds again.
It's no time to strike back.
There we are, we push forth, we take most things down.
Down is for the dying.
They've moved forward to drop more Earthshaker rounds. The Earthshakers don't have as good a range as the Basilisk does for its normal shot. More Earthshakers drop in. There's an Earthshaker round. Be 2 more to come. There's another one. And there's a third. They almost can destroy a whole stronghold just with Earthshakers. Now his stronghold is all he has left before AF Road is also defeated.
Sir, what do we do?
And he goes down. They all go down. None stand before the might of the Astra Militarum.
Oh, they broke our backs.
rush those orcs who get bottlenecked into a little group. And then we stand on the edge and just fire plasma into that gap.
We're under fire!
Bastard scanners just on the edge of the view there, just knocking the orcs around.
As you wish, so shall it be done.
And the orcs go down. And Draco quits the game and I win on the 41st minute and 37th second of this brutal annihilation. Draco goes down. But if we quit the battle, it will show you the stats. And you can have a little look through. Militarily, I got a score of 4,000. Resources, outrageous. Technology, again, outrageous. I didn't die. Very, very good. The computer died after 20 minutes. Military score, I killed 521. The computer lost the least with 55. And Tacit lost the most, 346. That's what you'd expect of the Imperial Guard. Even I lost 306. Killed 59. Buildings lost. Draco lost the least. Aelfred lost the most. And the army size, mine was the largest at 373 with Tacit just behind at 352. Again, what you'd expect of the Imperial Guard. Resource-wise, I just got the most of everything. And technology-wise, upgraded units 140. I got 140 individual unit upgrades. I reinforced units 237 times, captured 16 points, 5 relics. So that concludes this episode. I absolutely loved playing that. Of course, you enjoy it a hell of a lot more when you win, especially when you win in such a decisive way. But do let me know what you think. This is a break from the campaign, of course. I doubt I'll continue the campaign. I did read that Ultimate Apocalypse is actually going to sometime was hoping to bring in campaign support, but then in their latest announcement of October, I believe the lead modder his family's going through some real financial difficulty, like genuine close to bankrupt kind of level, I assume, otherwise he wouldn't mention it. And I don't think they're going to be able to work on the mod for some time, so I don't think it's got campaign support yet. But that's why I always went for Titanium Wars over the UA 4, because I love the campaign. And the campaign with all the extra additions was a win in my book. But anyway, do let me know what you think. I hope you've enjoyed it. Stay tuned this week for normal length videos, but then the week after I'll give you an hour-long video in each campaign, and I will give you the tournament of 10,000 subscribers, which actually only had 20-odd people in. But that's the name of the tournament. So that'll all be the week after next. This coming week will be a normal week, standard schedule. Everything will be, as I say, they'll be about half an hour-ish long, maybe a little bit longer. I'll see how much time I've got when I come home from work. And then the week after, they'll definitely be an hour long again, because I have got that whole week off. And so I'm looking forward to that. But for now, and until we speak again, thank you all for your ongoing support. Feedback most welcome. Just to give you an idea of what I might bring to the channel in future is I'd certainly look to do more of these because I love this game. I'd also certainly look to maybe bring you Shogun Total War when Stainless Steel ends. Because I love Shogun, it's my favourite one, and keeping with the Total War theme is a good and wise plan, I think. I will be playing as the Uesugi if I do play it though. They are my favourite clan. I love the Buddhist warrior monks. Can't get enough of them. And I don't like the Iko Iki though. Iko Ikai. But anyway, that's all by the by, that's Shogun. But for now, and until we speak again, Navar Naden Pedimad Melonin, Berio Irefen en Eilflen, and farewell.